What's up, guys? We got a match here versus Rick of YouTube and stuff, and had this match about a week ago, and it's Roulette and stuff, and yeah, it's a really great match. So I'm gonna turn on some music. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep original soundtrack, Wheelmaster boss music. Anyway, it's a long ass match, so I put in a long ass song. So he sends out his sub punch mill tank, and I was like, oh, that's your sub punch mill tank, and he was like, what? Why do you know this? And he body slams me and it does nothing, and then I use reflect and make it do even less. So yeah, I was thinking he would sub, so I set up that reflect. Now he switches and he goes up to that, and I roar, and then he brings out a Kingdra, and I was like, oh, that's your Specs Kingdra, and he was like, what? Why do you know all of this? And it was pretty great. So now I'm like, well, okay, what can this thing do to me? He surfs, and it does just nothing. Geez, freaking Articuno is just a beast, like, really. It's broken to get one in Roulette. So, he switches, and I predicted that, so I roar, and he brings out the mill tank again. So right now, I don't even care that I don't have any rocks on the field. I just want to scout his team. So I Ice Beam, just to get some damage on whatever he brings in. And, yeah, it does nothing to that Clefable. And he Toxics me, and I was like, fuck! That sucks. Then I bring in a Luke, and I'm like, shit. That thing could really cause damage later if I let it. So, now I think, yeah, Reflect. Because I didn't want that thing, like, to set up on me. Because if, like, he SD'd or something, predicting my, like, Ice Beam or something. But whatever, the whole battle, I thought that Lucario was choiced. That was dumb. But anyway, I roost there, and I make absolutely no... Well, I roost here, I apologize, after, like, hours of thinking. So I roost, and, he Fire Blasts, and it misses. And I was like, yes, okay. Like, even though it would have done, like, a lot... Like, even though freaking Angelica has amazing special defense, I knew it would have done, like, half. And I did not want that to happen, especially with the Toxic Poison. So I switch out and go into Happy Easter, and since I've seen 4 of his 6 pokes, it looks like he has nothing that can take a superpower. So he protects a nice superpower, and he's like, and I'm like, you have nothing to take that superpower, do you? And he's like, fuck! I don't. And, so he switches now and go eventually. Like, this is a long-ass turn. I should have, like, cut out some stuff, but, Birth by Sleep is gonna kick ass. Anyway, so he goes up to the mill tank to die, and I give it a CB superpower to the face, and it dies, which is amazing, and, yeah, freaking Happy Easter is a beast. So, sends in Blackthorn, and I'm like, okay, I do not want this thing setting up on me. Wait, no, I forgot it's his spec, so I didn't want to take a Draco Meteor. So we go to Angelica, and he Draco Meteors, and it misses. And I was like, phew, okay. That was a close call. So, I believe he switches out into Pickle? Oh, that's right, he got an Azumarill of his own. I was like, okay, this thing is either Bandit or Sub Punch. I know he has a Sub Punch one. So he ends up Sub Punching, and I kind of, sort of, predicted it, so I set up a Reflect. Which is pretty great, because that Reflect was helpful. And now I switch. I should not have switched. I should have roosted. That was dumb. So we go to Aloe, and he body slams, and I take it like a beast, and I was like, hey, guess what? I have aromatherapy on this Meganium, and he's like, fuck! Because he has, like, absolutely nothing that can hurt, the shenanigan. So I aromatherapy to get the toxic poison off of my Articuno, because that was like a big, like, that was key at that point. So he Draco Meteors. I'm like, okay, I know I can live this even though it's spec. So I live with 46, and I Synthesis, because I knew either he was going to Ice Beam and I could live that, or he was going to, well, I would live that better than I would live the Draco Meteor. I just wanted to Synthesis just to see what he did. So I go out to... I think I go back out to Articuno. I can't remember. Either that or no, I go to Jackie Chan, that's right. Because I predicted this switch back into Clefable. And he was like, ugh! This is just not fair! And it was It was pretty hilarious, and my Rick impersonation is pretty terrible. So he protects, and I close combat, and I know since he has nothing that can take a superpower, he has nothing that can take a close combat either. So, and since it's my banded Hitmonchan, well, this is the only Hitmonchan I have, so, I close combat, and down goes the Clefable hard. And, that was pretty great. It was nice getting that thing dead, because I was tired of its toxic protect shenanigans. So, he sends out Battol, and, I should not have stayed in. That was dumb. I should have switched. If I switched, this battle would have gone a lot better for me, because now I'm like, okay, shit, this thing can cause some damage. I go to Robin, because I know Robin's faster, and, like, I can do some damage and stuff. But he goes up to this, and I was like, okay, he's obviously gonna switch, but I don't know what to, and he brings in that, and I was like, fuck! So then I predicted a pursuit, so I stayed in, and he was like, fuck your thought process. So it was pretty hilarious, and I kill it with a hidden power fighting. Because he thought I was choiced, because he obviously didn't see Leftovers recovery. So, he goes back out to that thing, and I think he extreme speeds. And now I was at this point, I was like, okay, you seem like you're choiced, or sashed, because you're not taking any Leftovers, or you're not taking any Life Orb, and you can just keep doing the same move and switching out. And, what does he go? Oh, right, he goes out to a Azumarill. And, my Psychic. I don't know why I Psychicked. I should have Bug Buzzed. That would have been a lot better. So, I believe he, Focus Punches, predicting a... That's right. He Focus Punched, predicting a switch, and he was like, fuck your thought process. So, it was just pretty hilarious, this entire battle. So, now I Psychic and do more damage and kill him, which was great. And, now he goes back out to Blackthorn, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna leave in Sky Warrior to die, and just do as much damage as I can with Psychic. He Meteors, and that'll easily take out Sky Warrior. Because, you know, Kingdra has decent special attack, plus stab, plus Draco Meteors, base 140 attack power. It'll kill. So, now I go back out to Happy Easter, because I know I can live a, Draco Meteor at -1. So he Draco Meteors, and it does about half, and I'm able to superpower for the kill. Now, I believe he brings out Lucario as his last. Maybe. And I was at this point that I still thought that Lucario was choiced. So I was like, okay, I can go out to Articuno, take a close combat, die. I can go out to, Meganium, possibly live a close combat, set up a Reflect, die, then bring in Happy Easter and Aqua Jet for the win. It would be a 1-0, but it would still be a win. So, I switch out to Angelica. So I go to Angelica, in close combats, and down that goes. So, now I was like, well, yeah, I just explained what I was going to do. I was going to go out to Meganium, because I still think he's choiced. I think he's either Scarf or Banned. And after I saw this next close combat, I thought, okay, that is Scarfed. That is probably Scarfed. So I set up a Reflect. So I can make sure I live a close combat with Azumarill at half. But then, he pulls... I get absolutely dicked. I Aqua Jet, activates his Sash, and counters for the kill. That was a great game, Rick. I don't know how the hell you did that, but of course I get dicked by a counter Cario. Go sub to him. Great match, Rick. Definitely need a rematch in the future.